broadcast. Hello and welcome from Helsinki. This magnificent stadium, built in 1938 to celebrate the 1940 Olympic Games, hosts today the first World Championships in athletics, which many expect to be the greatest athletics meeting in history. Primo Nebbiolo, president of the International Amateur Athletic Federation, at the opening ceremony, celebrating the fact that it's the first time since the Munich Olympic Games of 1972 that almost all of the world's leading athletes have been assembled for a competition in one stadium. In 1976, the nations of Black Africa withdrew from the Olympic Games of Montreal to protest the presence of New Zealand, whose rugby players had toured South Africa. In 1980, the United States, West Germany and 54 other countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics to protest the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Here in Helsinki, there is no boycott. In fact, a total of 159 nations have sent their athletes to compete here, a greater number of countries than have ever taken part in the Olympic Games. And it's hoped that this will be witnessed by 1,000 million people around the world, a quarter of the world's population. The President of Finland, of course, graces us with his presence. Nearly 1,600 athletes are beginning their competitions today, more than 1,000 men and more than 500 women. They will compete for gold, silver and bronze medals in 41 events, 24 men's events and 17 women's events. And what a year it is for track and field athletics. Already this year, new world records have been set up in 7 men's events and 9 women's events. Mauno Koivisto, President of Finland, making the athletes of the world welcome to this marvellous stadium. It was here in this Helsinki Olympic Stadium that Paavo Nurmi carried the 1952 Olympic flame into the stadium and brought tears to the eyes of everyone there. And when Emil Zatopek won the 5,000 metres, the 10,000 metres and the marathon the very first time that he attempted it in those Olympic Games. A stadium where so much athletics history has been made. 44 world records have been set here. And we look forward to more unforgettable moments during the week to come. Welcome to the first World Championships of Athletics. The spectators bathed in sunshine, the most knowledgeable supporters of track and field athletics in the world. Here in Finland, where athletics is the major sport, the shadow of that tower across the major stadium, built to depict a world record holder in the javelin. Outside, of course, Paavo Nurmi is cast in bronze. And as the students of physical education dance and set, the memories of Nurmi to the music of Sibelius, then that great tower that is cast, 72 meters and 71 centimeters high, to depict in history the efforts of Matti Järvinen, who 10 times broke the world record in the javelin, 3 times held the European Championships and was once the Olympic champion. So it's a stadium that is here as a shrine to athletes of both track and field. Well, the rehearsal for this setting began about a year ago. 88 clubs rehearsed this program, and in the spring there was the first practice for all the gymnasts, as well as the qualification tryouts. Thousands of girls in the Finnish Women's Physical Education Association, and 20 girls from the Workers' Sports Federation. Altogether, 800 girl dancers were chosen to present the program. Many of them gymnasts, many of them athletes. This is where music and sport goes hand in glove. This is a mosaic work. Here they swing and sway and move in 12 great circles. But the athletics is already underway, the shot put qualifying, from the grace and artistry of those women to the muscle men of the shot put. David Lout of the United States of America attempting to reach 20 meters, 65 feet 7.5. He uses a rotational turn technique. He's the best of the Americans, and they're expected to do well here. Watch him spin in a discus-like turn on that 7-foot circle and thump the 16-pound shot away to over 21 meters. So he qualifies with one throw. Sarul, 6 feet 4.5 from Poland, who Edward Sarul has been looking extremely good. He's the new young era of shot putters, and he too well beyond that 20-meter mark. It only takes him one put to qualify. That's the Olympic champion in the red t-shirt there, Udo Bayer of East Germany. But now we see Remigius Machura of Czechoslovakia, another of the new wave. These men weighing an average of 18 stones. They're about 6 feet 4 average height. A rare breed indeed. He uses a traditional glide across the circle, and then from the tee position he too puts it over 20 meters, 65 feet 7.5. The 12 best will meet in the final. 20 meters and 67 centimeters. That looks like the sturdy back of Mr. Kevin Akins of the United States. A real powerhouse, certainly the strongest man there, but he's having trouble qualifying. Capable of it, but spinning, and he's short of 20 meters, and one of the best Americans and one of the best shot putters in the world walks out without qualifying. He'd be a very disappointed man. It's a long trip back to California for Kevin Akins without that qualification. These are the men that did qualify. That's in Group A. Those over 20 meters only. Boyar of the Soviet Union, Timmerman, the new young giant from the German Democratic Republic, Machura of Czechoslovakia. And from the second pool, Udo Bayer, the Olympic champion and world record holder, has made it there with Sarul. And although there are not 12 men who've made 20 meters, it will be the best 12 men that go into that final.